Good morning, students. Let's start today's class. Our topic for today is of metals and non-metals. Introduction. Metals can be distinguished from non-metals on the basis of their physical and chemical properties. Physical properties of metals. Malleability. It is that property of metals which allows them to be beaten into thin sheets. Due to presence of this property, the shape of iron nail and aluminium wire can be changed on beating. The silver foils used for decorating sweets and the aluminium foil used for wrapping food are possible because of malleability property of metals. Conductivity. It is that property of metals which allows the current and heat to pass through them easily. Example, metals like iron rod, nail, copper wire, etc. are good conductors of electricity. Ductility. It is that property of metals which allows them to be drawn into wires. Example, metals like aluminium and copper wires are used in electric connection. Sonorous. It is that property of metals which produces ringing sounds on hitting. Lustrous. It is that property of metals which makes them shine and their structures are capable of reflecting incident light. Notes. Metals like sodium and potassium are soft and can be cut with a knife. Mercury is the only metal which is found in liquid state at room temperature. These are exceptions. Physical properties of nonmetals. Those materials which do not possess the characteristics of metals are termed as nonmetals. Materials like coal and sulphur are soft and dull in appearance. They break down into powdery mass on tapping with hammer. They are non-sonorous and are poor conductors of heat and electricity. Few examples of nonmetals are sulphur, carbon, oxygen, etc. Of metals and nonmetals. In this, we will study about reaction with oxygen, reaction with water, reaction with acids, reaction with bases, and displacement reaction. Reaction with oxygen for metals. Generally, when metals are reacted with oxygen, they form metallic oxides, and these metallic oxides are basic in nature. Example, rusting of iron. When iron comes in contact with atmospheric oxygen in presence of moisture, it produces iron oxide. Example 2. If a copper vessel is left open in presence of the moist air, then a dull green coating will be observed on it. The green material is a mixture of copper hydroxide and copper carbonate. The reaction is when copper comes in contact with atmospheric oxygen and carbon dioxide in presence of moisture, it produces copper hydroxide and copper carbonate. Testing of nature of rusting. Collect a spoonful of rust and dissolve it in a very little amount of water. The rust remains suspended in water. Shake the suspension well. Take the solution with red and blue litmus papers. The red litmus turns blue. So generally metallic oxides are basic in nature. Reaction with oxygen for nonmetals. Generally, nonmetals also produce oxides when reacted with oxygen. But in contrast to metals, these oxides are acidic in nature. Testing the nature of nonmetal. Take a small amount of powdered sulphur in a deflagrating spoon and then heat it. As soon as sulphur starts burning, introduce the spoon into a gas jar or glass tumbler. Cover the tumbler with a lid to ensure that the gas produced does not escape. After some time, remove the spoon. Add a small quantity of water into the tumbler and quickly replace the lid. Shake the tumbler well. Check the solution with red and blue litmus papers. Testing of solution with litmus paper. Name of the product formed in the reaction of sulphur and oxygen is sulfur dioxide gas. When sulfur dioxide is dissolved in water, sulphurous acid is formed. The sulphurous acid turns blue litmus paper red. Generally, the oxides of nonmetals are acidic in nature. Today we have discussed about the physical property of metals and nonmetals. After that, we saw that there are 5 types of chemical properties of metals and nonmetals. Among these properties, we studied about reaction with oxygen. In the next class, we will study about 4 more chemical properties along with the application of metals and nonmetals. That's all for today. Thank you.